Fine.
Are you sure?
How's the baby? Can you feel any kicking?
I think it's a little too soon for that. How's your dad? Have you found him?
The American consulate finally got us permission to visit the prison, but people here aren't saying anything. It's like my dad's disappeared.
Well, stop worrying about me and concentrate on finding your dad. I'll see you when you get back.
But it could be a few more days. Are you sure that you're gonna be okay?
Yes.
I've barely moved off the couch.
I just feel bad being so far away from you and the baby.
I gotta go. My mom's on the other line.
Okay, I'm gonna call you later. Hey, did you talk to the warden?
Yeah.
So what did they say? Do they know where my dad is?
How did Dante and Lulu take the news about the miscarriage?
They don't know. I couldn't tell them that I'm not carrying their baby anymore.
Hey, you two. Ellie, how you feeling?
Actually, I'm a little bit worried. I know you told me that if I hadn't regained any feeling or functionality within a week, that I probably never would. It's been 6.5 days, and I can't feel anything.
Ned, I'll call you back.
You just sharing the news? That your new co-CEO is cuckoo?
Oh, I don't need a doctor. I am not crazy. I just wish someone would believe me.
I believe you.
You do? You believe me?
Of course. You're every bit as sane as I am.
How do you plead, Mr. Manning?
I am not guilty.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to request bail. I do not...
The person who did those things is not me.
He's gonna blame it all on Heather Weber.
I'm sure this is all a misunderstanding.
How do you know that?
It's just a feeling.
Well, thank you. Finally, someone gets it. Although, I wonder if you'd feel the same way if I told you that poor Charles is in grave danger from a vampire named Caleb Morley.
You have me on a very generous retainer to speak for you. That's what I need you to let me do now, all right? I need you to let me do my job. Don't say anything. Just sit there. I'm going to do damage control.
Mr. Manning, you're saying that someone else committed these crimes?
If I may, Your Honor. Mr. Manning has maintained all along that the blame lies with his accomplice, Heather Weber. And while Miss Weber may have helped him to switch the babies, she certainly didn't help to bribe a police officer or to try and escape.
I'm not blaming Heather. Bella, it's all completely her fault.
Then who are you blaming, Mr. Manning?
I got the warden to admit there was some kind of incident, an uprising like your father said, but they said everything's under control.
And the gunshot that I heard?
Well, there were shots fired.
I knew it.
But this whole place is on lockdown. They're trying to gather information.
That's what they told us yesterday.
I know, so I told the warden, you gotta tell me something today. Now, otherwise I'm gonna go to the embassy.
After all the times my dad's been in prison for crimes he's committed, what if the one time he's innocent and he can't get out?
Look, he's the one who's telling me your father's indestructible. We will find him.
It's just my dad I'm worried about. I'm worried about Maxie, too.
I tried to tell them that I had a miscarriage. I even invited them over to my apartment and sat them down.
And what stopped you?
Fate. I'm not kidding. It's like the cosmos were saying, Maxie, shut up. So I took it as a sign.
Of what?
That I shouldn't tell them. Then Dante and Lulu got a call, and now they're out of the country looking for her dad.
Well, you're gonna have to tell them about the miscarriage as soon as they get back.
Maybe not.
Ellie, you just relax, close your eyes, you know the drill. You let me know if you feel anything, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I felt that.
You know, Tracy, I can't help but wonder what Lucy's little psychotic break does to your agreement. I mean, I know I'm no attorney or anything, but I don't know. I think maybe her vote would be null and void.
Hey, Jay. What
In front of your son? What kind of an example are you setting? Taking advantage of this poor woman's condition. Oh, wait. I think the judge ordered a psych evaluation. And if I'm not mistaken, in ELQ's charter, there is a non-compos mentis rider.
So this is my aunt not taking advantage of that poor woman's condition.
I am right about this. Daddy put a insanity clause in the ELQ bylaws, which means I have the right to fire Lucy. She cannot be co-CEO. Can't have a wacko running the company.
No? What's your excuse?
Now that she has proven unfit, I remain in control of the company.
Unless there's a new vote.
So I tried to slay the vampire, but I don't know if Caleb was too strong. I don't know what happened, but he just vanished. And I searched for years to try and find him. And lo and behold, he ends up back in Port Charles at Kelly's Diner.
Wow, I miss their BLTs.
Yeah, it's really good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, I tried to stab him in the chest. I got him, but I must have missed his heart because he did not combust, and he somehow survived the whole thing.
Well, that must have been disappointing.
Yeah, very. Not to mention the fact that everybody is telling me, no, you're mistaken. He's not Caleb Morley. He's human. He's a cop, and his name is John McBain.
Wait. You think John McBain is a vampire?
You know John McBain?
What you're saying makes perfect sense. I've always found him to be very cold and remote.
Well, duh. He's undead. You know what? You were very, very lucky that he did not drink your blood.
Well, maybe not literally. But once he sunk his teeth into my case, he wouldn't let go.
Your Honor, we have eyewitnesses. We have a documented recording. So if Mr. Manning isn't blaming Heather Weber...
Heather Weber is guilty as hell because Heather Weber is crazy as hell. Only a crazy person would take somebody's baby and give it to somebody else. Only a crazy person would try and bribe a police officer or try and run away from a hospital when there was a guard less than 10 feet away.
Manning.
That is my point. If you do crazy things, you're a crazy person. I'm pleading not guilty because I'm insane.
I request at this time that my client be allowed to take the stand in his own defense.
Objection, Your Honor. This is an arraignment, not a trial.
These are very unique circumstances, Your Honor, and notwithstanding the DA's attempt to spit polish his own career and railroad my client, we could save the taxpayers a great deal of time and expense. We wouldn't even need a trial if my client could simply be allowed to explain.
Why didn't he explain to the police?
He tried. But neither of the arresting officers, neither Detective Dante Falconeri nor Detective John McBain, who happens to be present today in court, were interested in listening to my client. They weren't interested in getting to the truth. That's why we're here today. May my client please be allowed to simply speak.
Very well. Mr. Manning, you may take the stand, but I caution you not to waste the court's time.
You don't have the authority to call for a new vote. Lucy sided with me before her breakdown. So it's a done deal.
I think the other shareholders might disagree with that.
Anybody who voted for me is not deluded enough to believe in you.
Well, I think Lucy's the one who's delusional.
Now that I can legally fire her, I remain in control of the company. It's all mine. I don't have to run around like a crazed chihuahua trying to please her. Michael, I am so sorry. I tried to make it clear to you that AJ was going to fail at this like he fails at everything.
Okay, look, if you're willing to make Lucy your co-CEO, why not give AJ a chance?
Well, A, because he's incompetent, and B, because I want to run the company by myself. I'm going to go call the lawyers now and tell them the sad news that our co-CEO is insane.
Okay, that evaluation is pending.
Well, actually, the judge remanded Lucy to Ferncliff after she tried to kill a man she claimed was a vampire in a courtroom full of witnesses. Don't hold your breath.
So what are you thinking? I'm thinking I need to get to Lucy Code right now.
You really put a wooden stake in John McBain's chest?
Yeah, I did, but I still can't figure out how I missed his heart. I gotta be out of practice or something.
Well, you still get an A for effort.
Well, thank you. Do you really actually believe me?
Of course. You have honest eyes.
Oh, Well, made all the more honest by my use of Coco's Truth and Beauty eye collection.
I love Coco Cosmetics. Of course, they don't sell them here. I'm in desperate need of blush. You know what the blush is that I love the most? Whipped Innocence.
That's it. That Whipped Innocence is your perfect shade. I tell you what, I will get you some at cost.
Really? You have an in at the company?
Oh, yeah, you could say that. I just happen to be Lucy Go, founder and president of Coco Cosmetics.
You are my hero. You not only invented my favorite makeup, you saved Alan Quartermain from that harpy Monica.
How do you know that?
I was married to a Q once. We're practically sisters.
Who are you?
Heather Weber.
Ew. You're Heather Weber? You're the one who took advantage of poor Edward after Mother Quartermain passed? You tried to seduce him and then kill him to take his money.
At least I waited till his wife died. You went after Alan while Monica still had a pulse.
Yeah, well, that's because I loved him, sorta. I did. Look, we stayed friends and we had a slightly contentious divorce, but you are a psycho.
Takes one to know one.